Vedasri, I will just confirm in a moment.
Sure, sir.
Vedasri, can we begin?
Sure, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, dedicated parents, friends, and passionate viewers, welcome to another webinar conducted by Rockwoods on National Eligibility Come Entrance Test. This is a platform of aspiration, determination, and excellence. Today, as we stand on the threshold of one of the most challenging exams in the world, called NEET, as we embark on this journey together, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for joining us from various corners of the globe, united by a common goal to conquer NEET and pave the way for a brighter future in the field of medicine. And to our viewers across the social media platform like Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook, your presence amplifies our spirit, reminding us that we are not alone in this pursuit of excellence. Once again, welcome to another webinar conducted by Rockwoods, Pathway to NEET Victory. Next slide, please. Today, we are going to discuss all about NEET. What is NEET? Who conducts this competitive exam? Strategies, pattern, and goal setting and vision board. Joining us is our CEO, Mr. Subramaniam, and Principal, Ms. Divya Sharma, to shed some light on this examination. And I'm your host, Vedasri, a proud alumna of Rockwoods. To kick things off, I would like to request Mr. Subramaniam to talk about NEET. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Vedasri. Very good evening, everyone. There were numerous number of parents and students that I have met over last 2 months. Most of these students and parents wanted to know in detail about NEET. So we are taking this webinar as an opportunity to explore a lot on the NEET examination. So students, the children who wanted to become doctors, for them in India, NEET is the single entrance examination. It stands for National Eligibility Come Entrance Test. A decade back, each state used to conduct its own exam in order to identify students who can be given admission into medical colleges. And there was one exam for JIPMER, there is one exam for AIMS. Now, all those different type of examinations we do not have. It's one exam. Any type of medical course, not only just MBBS, BDS, there are, Ayush and, veterinary and, many more. Any type of medical seat, if you wanted to procure after your 12th, you need to attempt NEET examination. This exam is conducted by National Testing Agency, the way how IIT JEE main and advanced exam is conducted. This is one of the very, very popular and toughest exam, not just in India, across the entire world, I would say. In order to crack this examination, what one must can do, what kind of questions and subjects are part of this NEET examination, and what strategies that you can follow, what is that you can do, if you're a long-term student or if you're just entered into 11th, you have 2 years, what is that you need to do? We are going to explore into those details in this webinar. Let's get into further. As far as exam structure, this pattern is concerned, you will have 3 core subjects as part of this examination: physics, chemistry, and biology. Biology, you will have again botany and zoology. All these questions from these subjects are going to be part of the examination. And examination going to have 200 questions spread across these 3 subjects. Physics, you will have 50 questions. Out of 50, you can attempt 45 questions. Chemistry, again, you will have 50 questions.
I think there seemed to be some network issue, but in meanwhile, I suggest parents, if you have any doubt, you can put your questions in chat box or Q&A section. I see Subi sir coming back. Yes, sir, you're visible.
I apologize. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, clearly.
See, can you hear me? All right.
Yes,
So, I was talking about question paper pattern. You will have for physics 50 questions out of 50 can attempt up to 45 questions. Same is the case with chemistry. And then biology, you will have overall 100 questions. Out of that, you can attempt any 90 questions. And not for answer, be getting 4 marks, and every wrong answer you are going to not be given any marks, or there will not be any negative marks for that. And looking at this, accuracy is going to be very, very important factor in the NEET examination. So if you know the answer, you can attempt the question. If you don't know the answer, especially if you don't know the probability of your answer is lesser than 50%, it's better not to attempt that question. It's better to leave. And the duration of exam, this is one of the lengthy exam, I would say. 3 hours, 20 minutes, these children need to sit for this examination. This is about examination structure. Let's further get into how to crack this examination. Next slide, please. So, lot of parents and students were talking about how is that one can crack NEET exam. In order to crack NEET examination, it's going to be very, very, first and important right step, I would say, is to create good study plan. As part of good study plan, you should have daily routine. Your daily schedule should be very, very clear where you are attending classes. You are covering the concepts what are taught in the classroom. And ensure that putting effort on this. And the second thing, you also create All right. So when you have those targets, even in the beginning, you might not be able to reach those targets, but you will be able to evaluate yourself, how far you are progressing. And in case if you are not able to progress as per your plan, you can look back your preparation and you can do the adjustments in your preparation, and you can seek help from right set of people. And lastly, revision is very, very, very important component as part of your study plan. Understanding the concept in the class and reading those concepts in the textbook alone is not sufficient. You must revise key concepts, important chapters, and there are some topics in every subject which you might need to revise pretty much on week, on month basis. So having good revision plan also would help you a lot. Next slide, please. And after having clarity on the your study schedule, next important thing you must focus is having great conceptual clarity. Remember, this exam is one of the toughest exam, not just in India, in entire world. If you look at last 10 years, 20 years NEET papers, what they will evaluate, what they try to check is the deeper understanding of the concepts. So children and students, you must focus on understanding the concepts in deep. You should not look at superficial understanding of the concepts. And whenever you get doubts, don't hesitate. Talk to your lecturers, talk to your faculty members, make use of your peers, your friends, and clarify those doubts. Never carry those doubts on your back. And also error analysis book. During the course of your NEET preparation, and as I mentioned, repeated proven colleges like Rockwood's Junior College, Rockwood's NEET Academy, what they will do, they will conduct daily practice test and also weekend test in the pattern of NEET. Whenever you are writing those exams, you understand the questions which you could not attempt, which you have attempted wrongly. those questions, maintain subject-wise one error analysis notebook and solve questions in that notebook. That way, after every exam, you will understand the questions which you have done the mistakes. Exam after exam, your conceptual clarity will go to next level and you will become stronger and stronger. Over a period of time, you will see enormous, exceptional improvement in your scores. And I have seen that a lot, and this would greatly help children to get very good scores of 600, 650 plus in the NEET examination. Next one. The third important step is quality study material. One mistake that I have seen children doing during their preparation, they keep on referring to lot of reference materials. Before you do that, what is more important is, remember, syllabus is picked for NEET examination is straight from NCERT. So if children master NCERT books, it's more than 80% of the job is going to be done. So remember, every line, every word from NCERT you must master. And in case of physics, you also should look at in-text questions, examples, and at the end of the lesson, you will have questions. And also refer to competency-focused questions released by CBSE and NCERT exemplars. If you do those things, and your concepts are going to be extremely very, very, very good. After doing this, you can refer to one more reference material. At our academy, we also provide Rockwood's curated material, which would aid for children in order to do somewhere around 200 to 400 questions after children mastering NCERT. And after completing one reference, then you can think of additional reference books. But remember, mastering NCERT is must, and then referring to one institute curated material is second most important step. After that only you must refer to additional reference materials. And fourth, very important step is during the course of your NEET preparation, you practicing through daily practice tests and you writing mock tests, which should be exactly same as how NEET exam is. If you do that, then day after day, week after week, you will be able to gauge yourself how well you are performing and adjust your revision and study plans very well. Also remember, right after writing mock test, as I mentioned, you must maintain error analysis notebook. And very, very, very good colleges, they ensure to conduct daily practice tests and they ensure to conduct mock tests after every week. One more thing which most of the institutes typically tend to do a mistake is they do not include previous year questions. At Rockwoods, we ensure children are given previous year questions. Again, one of the common mistake that we have seen children doing is they will wait until entire syllabus is done to do the previous year questions. At Rockwoods, we do for every chapter, we cover previous year questions and we make use of these questions as part of our mock test, daily practice test, so that children practice during the study hours and they are exposed to such kind of questions pretty much on daily basis, so that they tend to perform much better in comparison with the other institute children. Next one, please. And one more very important factor that would play in NEET preparation is time management. As everyone knows, time is limited, and syllabus is huge, and hence able to effectively manage time would greatly help. For this, children must go through some kind of training by the experts. Not only that, understanding the syllabus, understanding more weightage chapter, and giving more focus towards that. And in case, if time permits, what can be picked up? All such kind of planning must be done. And never ever forget, during the examination, you have all that you have is 3 hours, 20 minutes. Which subject should be picked up first? Which questions should be attempted? Sometimes even the questions which you need to leave also should be very, very clearly decided by looking at that question. All of that can be nicely done if children are trained on the time management. At Rockwood's Junior College, Rockwood's NEET Academy, we do that.
Thank you, sir.
I think I spoke a lot about NEET examination and pattern, and also various strategies, what one can do during their preparation. And if there are any questions as part of Q&A, I'll be more than happy to clarify. Back to you, Vedasri.
Thank you, sir. That was such an informative session. And I think, in fact, you have covered the most critical aspects and strategies that I think one student need and require in order to crack this competitive exam. As that being said, I would like to request our principal, Ms. Divya Sharma, to talk about goal setting.
Thank you, Veda. And thank you, sir, for such a wonderful and detailed description. We appreciate your passion and dedication. Before we move on for what is goal setting, let me start with a simple quote. A student without a goal is like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly and not knowing where to go. So now I hope all students can understand what the goal setting is. Let's focus on the action plan for goal setting. The action plan for setting the goal really needs to be SMART. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. With specific, we mean that a student ensures to cover all the topics prescribed in the official NEET syllabus. For example, a student, when he or she decides to cover all the topics from physics, chemistry, and biology, then that means they have a specific goal. Then comes measurable. Now, a specific goal, we are clear what we wanted to achieve. But are we going to achieve in a day? Are we going to achieve in a week? Or are we going to achieve in a month? So we are going to quantify in SMART action plan. So what we decide here, we will complete one chapter from every subject in every week. For example, in this week, if I take by next Saturday, I shall be able to complete physics, chemistry, and biology, one chapter each, followed by appearance in mock test, wherein I will analyze where I stand and then I try to improvise my performance and maintain consistency in my preparation to reach the target. Next comes attainable. Now, in a week, we are very much clear that we are going to complete one chapter. But then, how much are we going to study per day? So, therefore, we divide and then decide that in a day, for 4 hours, we will study with a structured timetable. The key word here is structured timetable. That means it is a well-planned timetable. Then comes relevant. Now, we are going to balance the preparation for each subject, including breaks and other commitments. So with relevance, we mean we are trying to establish a strict balance between the goal which we are intended to achieve and our personal commitments. The last comes time bound. Every beginning that starts great will definitely have a great ending, but then it should have a stipulated timeline. So our timeline for NEET exam, if we start our preparation this year, then the timeline is going to be May 2025. By May 2025, we decide that we are going to appear in the examination with consistent preparation, with multiple mock tests, solving previous year question papers or any other sample papers so that we can score high. So this is all about goal setting action plan. I hope it's very clear. Now let's come to vision board. I strongly remember our CEO sir speaking on it in a last week's webinar where sir mentioned that distraction is inversely proportional to direction. The more the distraction you have, the lesser the direction you will have, or the lesser the distraction, the more the direction. So in order to control the distractions which may prove to be the potential hindrances in the achievement of our career. So therefore, we will plan to have a vision board in our drawing room or study room where we can view it every day. So in what should be the components of vision board? So first comes the habits to change. So what do we mean exactly by habits to change? You know, in general, we decided that we'll complete each chapter per week. We are going to study for 4 hours a day, but then when we have the habit of procrastination, we have the habit of getting distracted, or we have the habit of not following our commitments due to varied reasons, then we need to write it on the habits to change and ensure that whenever there is a deviation, we will look at our vision board and we will convert our vision to mission and practice in action. Then comes skills to learn. For example, if I'm a biology student, I may be excellent in the concepts of botany and zoology. But what about problem solving in physics? So my problem solving ability or my problem solving skill is weak. So thereby, what am I going to do? Whenever I'm attending the physics chapter, I will ensure that problem by problem, I will solve and try to enhance my critical thinking, my analytical thinking, or problem solving skills. So on my vision board, my skills to learn will be that I have to overcome this problem solving thing in physics. Then values to enhance. Nothing can be achieved in a day or two. It requires practice and it requires continuous dedication. For that, everyone needs to imbibe certain values like we have honesty, we have punctuality, we have regularity, we have seriousness for the target which we set in, and we have skills like empathy and all. So if we mention all this on the vision board, it enables us to be more smart, more specific towards our goal. And the last comes qualities to adapt. So if I adopt good qualities, definitely I'm going to become a good person. So with this wonderful note, I would like to end my presentation, but I hope that this presentation would have made students amply clear about what NEET is and what are the strategies that one needs to adopt to crack the exam. And if they have any confusion, the goal setting and the vision board will help them to overcome. So with this good note, from the team of Rockwoods, we wish you all the best. Thank you, and over to Veda.
Thank you, ma'am. That was a wonderful presentation that you have given. Okay, as that being said, I hope that today's webinar was useful for many students and parents out there who are, aspiring to crack NEET or to have their children's study NEET and become doctors. Hope that it was useful. And thank you for joining us in today's webinar. Hoping to see you in the next webinar. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am and sir.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.